name of Saint Borbarad, his forbidden knowledge, and his divine power. Today is the day of the first paladin. From this day on will blood wake blood. Freedom through pain, power through will. Every human a mage. Upon this altar do I offer my tribute. Flesh unborn, souls pure and unblemished. In eternal Borbarad's name. Atoki Oruk Zulgarok, Oxalaminja, Idiz, Raki Zulgarok.
Almost 20 winters have passed since Borbarad covered East Aventuria with a pall of undeath and corruption. Those who fought were crushed. Those who capitulated became villains in their own right. Only those who fled escaped the endless column, in which the dead did march from battlefield to battlefield. Symbol of his dominion burst under the God's Blade's seventh stroke. Out of the ruins of his empire arose the cursed Shadowlands. Terrible warlords fought for power, bringing fates far worse than mere death upon those living there. And so it was that we too fled. All your lives fled, until the war goddess Rondra's knights freed the city of Warren. Here we might live, finally find peace, Chiron. We must not fail.
She ran here. That's all I know. I guess she didn't like that marriage your father arranged.
My family is none of your business.
All right, it's none of my business. Can I go now?
Not yet. That gate, where does it lead?
The deeper tunnels of Moloch Mountain. That's all I can tell you. Never dared going down there.
Well, I'll get her out.
The gate is closed for a reason. Moloch Mountain is full of danger and dark secrets. The undead are the less dangerous of what's in there. Wolf lizards, demon spawn. By the Dark Mother, your sister could be dead already.
Listen to me. I will go in, and I will leave. With her. And you can go now.
Fast as lightning, and just as foolish as your sister.
I learn from the best.
Your arrogance will be the death of you one day.
Come on, Father. The only risk was slipping on their guts.
Enough. We're here to find Calandra. Someone has to bring her to her senses.
To her senses? You're forcing her into this marriage and then asking her to be reasonable? I would have done the same thing.
So you think she's right to just run off? To risk both your futures through her selfishness? She has responsibilities. She has to learn that.
Our future. Calandra marries Folk of Arivor and everything will be fine. We will be decent Warunkian citizens and live happily in peace and prosperity to the end of our days.
She means as much to me as she does to you. You know that. That's why we have to find her before it's too late.
We three have managed pretty well so far.
Warunk is more than just some refugee camp we've been stuck in.
A glimmer of light in the darkness.
The only free city in the Shadowlands. No more icy roads. Never again night watch, no demon spawn attacks, and no more hiding places full of stinking corpses. That's a lot, even if only a part of it.
A beautiful dream. Why did she come here, of all places?
Moloch Mountain is more than just a simple cave. The countless tunnels can lead one to age-old, fair Drodon's laboratories. The foundation of the Golden Pyramid, realm of the Dragolich, Razazor.
Undead and black magic. The people of Warunk have had more than enough of both in recent years. No wonder they avoid this place.
An ideal hiding spot for someone who's not afraid of the creatures that lurk in this place.
Calandra doesn't know Folk. She'll only marry him to help us. She'll never really love him.
Folk of Arivor is a good match. He's a knight of Rondra, the goddess of war.
And?
He fought on the front line when Warunk was freed. If anyone can protect Calandra, he can.
Calandra can look after herself. And like you're always saying, heroes don't live long.
This marriage gives us the right to stay in Warunk. That's what counts. Besides, you know your sister. Sooner or later, you'll be eating out of her hand.
Calandra has a mind of her own. She's more likely to stand naked in the marketplace than agree to this wedding.
A stubborn girl who loves her freedom.
Just as stubborn as you are.
You mean because I don't want to be treated like a cripple? Nice of you. But that's what happens when you fight battles that can't be won. Do you want your sister to end the same way?
No.
Look, listen to me. To Calandra, this is about more than just a place to hide. She knows that we will find her and bring her back to Folk. And that's why she's not here alone.
Don't tell me she's here with a man.
Folk wants a virgin bride. She knows that.
You must be mistaken. Calandra would have told me about any suitor.
Some people in the camp saw them together last night. He is a giant of a man, and quite an attractive one. She could have chosen worse.
If Folk is so obsessed with her virginity, it only proves that he doesn't really love her.
Who's talking about love? Even if he feels differently himself, the Church of Rondra cannot afford any talk amongst the people of Warunk. A wedding would be inconceivable under these circumstances. The Rondrians have very strict ideas about honor and loyalty. Why should Folk be any different?
Of all places, why should she choose Moloch Mountain for her first night? I could think of some more convenient location.
How am I supposed to know what's going on in her head? I don't even know if it really would be her first night with a man.
I know. It's all your fault. She was never allowed to talk to boys her own age, and now she has to marry a stranger.
And I never left the two of you alone. And I always forbade you from tending one another's wounds. And now, it's no wonder that she takes whatever she can. I had my reasons. Just believe me.
Time is running out. I'm going. You stay here and... yes, wait out here and protect my back.
Be careful in your search. The people of Warunk say that there are more than just lizards and undead here.
I've heard of this Black Hand. Another demonic terror for my list.
Stay away from him. He's deadly and you are alone. Just find Calandra and bring her back. I'll wait outside. And no matter what happens, or how badly hurt Calandra may be, do not mix your blood.
It hasn't happened yet, and it's not going to happen this time either. Calandra! Where are you?
Chiron, I knew you'd come.
I knew you'd get yourself into trouble. You need help right away.
No. Get Father. I'll wait here.
Calandra, listen to me.
Don't. We're both wounded. You might mix our blood.
Father and his cursed rules. If I don't bind your wounds immediately, you'll die.
Please, Chiron. We don't know what will happen.
Hold still. Or was it worth it? Just to delay the wedding? And with this man?
Chiron, don't be such an idiot.
So it had nothing to do with the wedding?
It's about all these people. That man kidnapped them. I think he wants to... Oh, that would be so terrible. We must save them.
Then hold still.
What was that? Something's different. Do you feel it too?
We can think about that later, if we survive or whatever that is.
You hold the fort. I'll watch your back.
Can you fight?
I'm tougher than you think. And after that, whatever it was, the bleeding stopped. And take this potion. You're more likely to need it than I.
You got a healing potion?
I didn't take it because I thought that the monsters had trampled the bottle when they tore off my bag. You're lucky I didn't have time to crawl over there earlier.
Why didn't you tell me about the healing potion?
Do you really want to discuss that now?
Forget it.
you do that? You just cut down a servant of the Netherhells, and we're both still alive.
If I hadn't saved you, there'd be no wedding. No wedding, no wedding feast.
You're a fool. But seriously, that was more than just the courage of despair. It was magic.
Magic? Because my blood mixed with your blood? What is the kidnapper up to? And what do you have to do with it?
At first, I thought he was an interesting guy. I really misjudged that one. I saw him last night near our tent with a little girl. His hands, his face covered in blood. I have no idea how old that girl was. Maybe 12? She cried and begged for mercy as he dragged her off. I snuck along behind him to kill him when the time was right. On the way here, he just knocked a woman down and took her with him.
Last night? It's already getting light out there.
Next time I'll wait until you're awake too. But I lost his trail on Moloch Mountain. The beasts here all avoided him like the plague and attacked me instead. So come on! We have to stop him before he does something to those two!
How could our blood have such an effect? I only know of magicians who
The Borberadians. Father has hated them ever since we were children. Remember how he always used to curse them when he was drunk?
You mean that's the reason for the eternal prohibitions and the secretiveness? That dog has known it all these years.
He loves us. We know that. Why wouldn't he tell us about something so important?
He's gonna have a few questions to answer when we get back. This man, you didn't leave with him because of that. I mean, to prevent the marriage with his help.
Have you nothing better to do than worry about my virginity?
I am your brother.
And that is the only reason why you're not getting your ears pinned back. But just to reassure you, you and Father can sleep peacefully in the knowledge that the little sweet rose Calandra has not been picked before her marriage.
That is all I wanted to know. Time is running out. If we want to free the prisoners, we have to hurry.
One more thing. I found this on one of the corpses here.
A deed to a house in the East Quarter.
I knew the dead man. His name was Praedan Carstig, a fishmonger from Mendina who somehow got citizenship here. Something here has disfigured him horribly. We should really return the deed to his family.
You do it. You knew him. We're not going to enrich ourselves at that family's expense.
You know what Father would say. Chiron, we really could use that money to survive.
Yes, Father, but I am not going to tell you that for once I thought of others.
Son, you're much too decent. One day you'll throw yourself into a yawning abyss on someone else's behalf.
And just to spite you, I'll do it gladly.
Fine. Then let's get a move on. The kidnapper awaits.
Fresh blood. We've found them.
I can't find a lock or any kind of mechanism. Still, there must be a way to open this door somehow.
Is anyone there?
Behind the door. Those must be the prisoners.
Oh, the gods, help us! Help us before we return!
How many of you in there? Are you all right?
We're 7. He performed this ritual on us. So much blood! So much blood!
We're not going to be able to open this door. We will have to force the kidnapper to release them.
If he comes back, he'll eat us all!
Eat!
He will pay for this. We'll be back soon to free you. Hang on!
No! Don't leave us in here! Please, don't!
The Dragolich Razazor's Golden Pyramid. Impressive that so much of it is still standing.
Again, fresh bloodstains. We're on the right track.
This gate is even more massive than that door earlier. We need to find out how to open it. Maybe there's a switch or something. Strange design. Maybe it could be used to open the pyramid.
Or the metal door in the hallway. Are you going to be able to do that?
Shouldn't be too hard to handle. Have a look around. Maybe you can still find something interesting.
Damn! It's a trap! Much longer!
Almost there.
much longer!
Ah! Oh, shit!
Let's get out of here!
You sick bastard!
I'm gonna chop your head off so you never eat again. Are you all right?
I was burned, bitten, and paralyzed. But I'm still a virgin, so I guess everything's in order. Kill him. He should suffer the same way the people he's eaten did.
If that's what you want, then put an end to it, and do it quickly. But know that all those whom I have already collected will die with me.
We're gonna open that door. I'm interested to see if it's harder than your head.
My supplies are bound to me by blood magic. I prefer them living. I am the only one who can release them. I can do that if you let me go, but if I die, they will die a slow and painful death. And don't even think of trying to capture me. I will leave this place a free man, or a dead one.
You can't ask us to decide that!
I do what I please. So, do we negotiate?
Why did you do it? What did you think it would bring you?
Many years ago, I discovered the teachings of Saint Borbarad. Everyone is a magician, if they are only strong enough to free themselves from the yoke of their conscience. This is Borbarad's promise. His teachings open the sway of my willpower to me. The blood opens doors through which only the best can pass.
What? You have to eat other people to do blood magic?
The real power isn't in the blood. The real power is in the flesh. I was the first to recognize that, and I will therefore triumph over all those too blind to see. What value the life of a weakling, when its sacrifice can increase the might of the strong?
Your blood magic binds your prisoners to you. Disgusting, but still just ordinary magic.
It is my spell, fed from my blood. You are too weak to break it.
And why shouldn't other magic be able to break that bond? If your spell is so powerful, why should I believe you can even break it yourself to free your prisoners?
Because you don't have a choice.
What should we do with him?
It could have been so easy. Kill the villain, save the innocent, and bask in the glory. Instead, we have to decide between letting all these people die, or letting a cannibal go free. In the end, there is no right or wrong here. Only the decision and its consequences.
Your blood magic binds your prison.
It is my spell, fed from my blood. You are too weak to break.
And if...
Because you...
Now run him through!
I know what I have to do. There has been enough bloodshed. Your life for that of your prisoners.
The cannibal had been defeated, and Karen let mercy stay his hand. The prisoners' lives were of more worth to him than his thirst for revenge for the bloody deeds done to satisfy the beastly cravings of a deranged mind. The cannibal dissolved his blood bond to the chamber in which his prisoners languished. The power of his blasphemous magic opened the gate, releasing the prisoners. Only with difficulty did they overcome the fear of death so deeply infused in them by the horrors of the cavern and the blood magic spell. Karen and Calandra led the martyrs to their freedom and to Warrunk. Karen kept his word and left the conquered cannibal alone in Moloch Mountain. The joy amongst the refugees was great, as they once again held loved ones already believed dead in their arms. But only a few days passed before people began to disappear once again. Had the cannibal broken his promise? But such incidents were not uncommon in the Shadowlands, and no one could say with certainty whether someone or something else had taken them instead. Well, son, some rough days, yes? The cannibal story has caused a sensation. Everybody is talking about you. The prisoners' families are rejoicing because their relatives have survived, but many others condemn you because you spared the cannibal.
Somebody had to make a decision.
I'm sure that you gave your very best, son. There's something else.
What?
I wanted to thank you for bringing Calandra back.
Forget it.
And is everything fine with her?
Yes, damn it. Falk will receive a bride as pure as the first snow and as chaste as the sun god Praeos. And if he's lucky, she won't have starved to death or died of the plague before the wedding either.
It's not my fault that Falk hasn't got us out of here yet. And it's not my fault that the archdemon of disease is sowing her oats here. Falk does show his goodwill, and he uses his influence for us, and that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about.
Is he going to give us passes for the old town now?
He got us some extra rations. We're supposed to pick them up from the food line at the Prior's temple.
What? Just like that?
Of course not. Falk wants to hold a banquet at which we're to get to know his mother.
If Falk would just get us out of this pest hole, I'd prefer that to any feast.
The Warunkians are protecting themselves against the plague, so they only let strangers into the old town with the Rondrians' permission. I do the same in their place. No one even knows what kind of plague it is, or where it comes from. People say that the archdemon Mishkara herself, and maybe they're right. None of the archdemons can be pleased to know that the war goddess Rondra now reigns in war.
Just like Falk, ingratiating himself with extra... Now he wants to buy us, just as he bought Calandra.
It's high time Calandra married. Good for you, too.
What do you mean?
I think you know full well, Chiron. Did you really think that I never noticed the way you sometimes...
Careful, old man. Careful.
If I'm wrong, that'd be a pleasant surprise.
People here are stuck.
Yes, but Falk goes in for grand gestures. This attention will raise his bride above all the other refugees, and if we were to give away the leftovers from the feast, we might gain a little...
Falk wants to present it. Who is she? Why did she come?
All I know is that she is supposed to be a lady of noble lineage. Your sister is marrying into a noble...
Wealth blinds people, just like power. You've told us that time and again.
I have always made sure you survive. And that's what I'm going to do here. We can get all moral.
What exactly am I supposed to do for Falk?
He got us some extra rations. We're supposed to pick them up from the food line at the Prior.
What?
Of course not. Falk wants to hold a banquet at which...
I'll go to the Prior's temple. My stomach has been growling for hours.
Good. Be careful and come back as soon as you get the food. Have you been to the...
The cough will go away. I'm sure. Just a few pieces of copper.
There he is, our savior.
I only tried to do the right thing.
Don't hide your light under a bushel. You have saved so many lives. We are really in your debt. You should not listen to all the scaremongers who would prefer the cannibal dead. For Mother Peraine's sake, nothing can outweigh a human life. Here, take this. It is not much, but I give it with all my heart.
Rhondda, smile upon you.
I'm supposed to pick something up here.
Get in line like all the...
Might makes right here. Why should it be any different in the soup line?
Watch your tongue, boy. Otherwise I might teach you...
His Honor Folk of Aravor sent me. My name is Kai.
The Reverend's future brother-in-law. I see.
Handing out soup for the hungry is not exactly the most honored.
What do you mean?
Haven't the Rondrians been quarreling with the Priots for centuries? For fame? For power? It looks like you already seized the temple as a precaution, just in case the servants of the Sun God might show up. Nice move.
Against the demons, all 12 gods stand together. And what I think...
Is that disobedience I smell?
Shut up, or I shall teach you some respect.
Not necessary. Hail Rondra. Why are you, of all people, standing here handing out soup? Doesn't the Metropolitan have more important tasks for his warriors?
Food is the most precious thing people can hope for in this neighborhood, so one must be able to defend it.
Then it's no better here than out in the Shadowlands.
The difference is, here, anyone who steals is punished. Outside, one can lose his life by accident.
I know. And if you're unlucky, you lose your soul, too.
No. Only those who get involved with demons lose their souls. And even in the darkest of days, when nothing else is true, that you can count on, my son.
Please enlighten me. What makes a Rondrian?
We do our duty, protect the weak, fight the evil, honorable deeds. Ever heard of that, boy?
I see. And that's why the food line is in front of the Temple of...
We aren't even certain it is still a temple. Some scoundrel might have desecrated it. Some impudent, necromantic, God's damn scoundrel.
No! You really think so?
Something one could believe of those blasphemers who only learn respect by the sword.
Come on, give me the extra ration. Obedience is a matter of honor for you, right?
There's a difference between kneeling down and bending over. And it's only the fact that you haven't yet learned that, my son, that saves you from being challenged to a duel. Yet, when the gods are so kind to you, it's only right that you in turn do something for the community. For behold, the plague rages hard amongst those who have nothing, and every helping hand brings sorely need.
Ah, if I don't help some patients, you will find that Rondra's will is miraculous, and I will get nothing.
I see you understand. And by my sword, no take care of Firenmar, Barnwolf, and Sarabella. They're pious folk. You will not be able to heal them, but at least you can alleviate their suffering. You can find all three here in the refugee camp. 2 of them on this side of the street, and 1 on the other.
All right, I'll do it. I hope those 3 don't infect me.
These bandages will help you. Keep them if you don't need to use them. Sooner or later, they will help for sure. And now, take the food. Hopefully the right ones may receive it.
I know what I'm doing. You're not looking well, but you don't smell like the other sick ones.
Sick? No. Borok's men did this. I didn't have enough with me to pay their fee. When they're done with you, your body feels like it's filled with glowing hot nails.
Try this.
Thank you. Still nails, but they're not glowing hot anymore. Stay away from Borok. That's what I can give you.
Travier, smile upon you. Chiron, right?
Have we met?
My name's Rika. If you want to know anything about the city, then I'm the one to ask.
I haven't been here long. How do you know my name?
Is that supposed to be a joke? Everyone's talking about you.
Who would have thought it would cause that much of an uproar to spare a cannibal's life?
You're a hero. You've saved the weakest of the weak, and I agree with you letting the cannibal live. He won't dare be coming here again.
At least people now know that they should be careful.
Don't be so humble, Chiron. You should talk to the survivors in front of the Prior's temple. They're going to adore...
So, people talk about my sister, and about my future brother-in-law, huh?
Yes, about that too. A marriage to Falk of Arivor, hero of the liberation. That's so romantic.
His Grace the Necromancer's Bane, Warunkian Plague Bailiff, and Metropolitan Yarkon's Watch...
The girls really envy your sister. Anyone here would marry Falk in a sec... The wife of the second highest Rondrian in the country? If I weren't already spoken for, I could get to like that myself.
What responsibilities does Folk have as a Plague Bailiff?
Strictly speaking, to keep us under control. The Warunkians are afraid of everything that comes out of the camp because of the plague here. That is why they've closed the gates. No one can enter the old city from here without Folk's consent.
Rondrians. Discipline and all.
Someone has to do it. I would rather be locked in here and let them inspect me regularly for pustules than have to fear for my soul outside. The city guard would never be able to manage it alone. They have enough trouble with the real criminals. That's why they need the Rondri.
What do people have to say about Folk's role in the liberation?
I wasn't there, but it must have been truly impressive. They say he stormed into the upper town first, much faster than the other Rondrians. The necromancers were so afraid of him that they spirited themselves away. He hardly even had a chance to slay any of them.
Strange. Necromancers aren't usually that jumpy. Not even around Rondra's Daons. They could have sent dozens of demons up against him.
Maybe he negotiated with them.
With necromancers? As a Rondrian? Not likely. It's also strange that he managed to get so far on his own. The upper city looks well protected.
Of course. He's a hero, like you.
You exaggerate.
No, I do not. A hero is a hero, and that's all there is to it. And even if it's not true, why should people stop dreaming that things will get better? That wouldn't help matters any.
What can you tell me about Wurrunk before the liberation?
By the Dark Mother, a lot has happened since Metropolitan Yarkon and his Rondrians kicked the necromancers out. The undead dragon Razazar ruled here for many years and rebuilt the whole upper town. He is said to have had a splinter from Borbarad's demon crown. He paved the roads with skulls and built a huge golden pyramid on Moloch Mountain. People say that the dragon was killed in a battle in the west when he attacked the imperial city of Gareth. Apparently, he killed half of the Warunkians in order to raise their corpses as undead soldiers for the attack. And that was only a fraction of his army.
Gareth. They say the city was almost completely destroyed in the war. Better than years of occupation like you had here.
Over a dozen years. Then came the thunderstorm, the chariot of the goddess of war Wanderer. Her lightning bolt must have lit up the whole sky. Then Moloch Mountain exploded, and debris rained down all over the city. Everyone thought the day of liberation had come, but the Rondrians took their own sweet time about it. Long enough for the Council of Necromancers to settle in, and also for the Soul Collector.
The Soul Collector, a mighty servant of the archdemon Thargunitoth. It is said that he rips your soul out if you get too close.
Yes. Oh well, I found the nightmares worse, because they got even worse while he was in power.
Is it true that he still has the Thargunitoth splitter from the demon crown?
No idea, but there's simply no stopping demons, and the Soul Collector is powerful.
What exactly distinguishes a Metropolitan from a normal Rondrian?
The Metropolitan is the leader of the Rondrians here, a very powerful man, people say. Yarkon of Turyalef is a veteran fighter, a real hero, but pretty strict. Falk is his deputy. But he serves the goddess of war, Wanderer, like all the other Rondrians. And like the other Rondrians, he should fight honourably and protect the people from evil. If you want to know more, you should ask a Rondrian.
I think I have a rougher. You're already taken? Who's the luck?
Rio. My beautiful Rio. He wasn't quite as handsome as Falk, and his moustache wasn't as splendid, but he was my Rio.
What happened?
Oh, the plague. The great exodus, you know. He left with the sick people. My Rio is a real hero.
What was this exodus you mentioned?
Have you seen the yellow symbols on the houses? They mean danger, Plague. No one knows what kind of plague it is, but it's been raging for months now. When it got really bad, and even our benevolent Margrave Sumadan wanted to throw the sick out of the city, this preacher showed up. He called himself Gamat. He had a talisman which couldn't heal people, but could at least ease their suffering a bit.
And he led the sick out of the city? Why did they follow him? Only death awaits them out there, at best.
That's what I said too, and stayed here. But he told the people that redemption awaited them in Clawmore. Salvation from Mishkara's caprice, he called it. And my poor Rio went with him. Maybe I should have stopped him. But Rio was so beautiful, with all his faith and all his passion. I just had to let him go. See you soon, Chiron.
The cough will go away. I'm sure.
The Dark Mother sent you. Every moment in my life is pain. Give me your sword, or finish it yourself.
It's too early to give up.
I thank you, but all the same, I'll soon be with her.
Stop right there. Get out of my way, or I will make you wish you had.
We saw you at the temple. You didn't go to the back of the line.
I took what was mine to take.
You have a whole basket full of food. Food which could satisfy all our hungers.
This time I was lucky. Maybe next time it'll be you.
Our children are sick. Without food, they may not wake up tomorrow, if they can even fall asleep.
I too have a hungry family.
You and yours, you're only 3. Your basket could feed 12 people. Give it to us, and nobody has to die today.
Here,
Thank you, Chiron. We'll never forget your generosity.
Mother Parain, it hurts so much. Please make it end. Soon.
maybe I can prevent it from ending like this.
The 12 gods with you. That'll last until the evening at least.
Greetings. Where are you going? Aren't you this Chiron everyone is talking about?
That's me.
Then may I point out to you that the city guard does not appreciate your deeds in Moloch Mountain at all. By the 12 gods, you could have gone down in Warwick's history as the cannibal killer.
So you don't care about the prisoners' deaths?
There was only one true citizen of Warwick among the prisoners. The rest of them were refugees. Don't get me wrong on this, but sometimes a few people have to pay the price for the community's safety.
My decision was right. Think what you want. How is it possible that nobody saw the cannibal?
He was hiding in Moloch Mountain. Nobody dares go there, and he seems to have been hunting only at night.
Sounds a bit thin as an explanation.
Whatever. But why are you here, then?
I want to go to the market.
Do you have a pass, then? Risk of plague, you understand?
No, but I'm healthy.
No pass, no entry. I'm sorry.
I shared with some hungry people. Falk and his feast shall go to the name.
My Chiron. Maybe I'll stay here with you and not get married.
Sounds like a plan.
What if the wedding ring suddenly disappears? Or even the virgin bride?
Nice idea. But if you want to run away again, pick somewhere better than Moloch Mountain. That'll make it easier to bring you back.
It was so charming there.
Funny.
Chiron, listen to me. That magic in Moloch Mountain, I think it woke something in me.
We've both somehow learned to do magic.
Yes?
Maybe we're mages. It's often detected late.
No, that's not what I mean.
What do you mean, then?
Chiron,
What is it? What? Why?
At least once. I had to do that at least once before I married Falk.
It was wonderful.
That was the plan, you know. And now?
Well, no one's watching.
Chiron, it's not funny. There should be something special. I'm not some peasant girl happy for a roll in the hay.
No, just a refugee girl who doesn't worry too much about blood relationships.
If I have to do something forbidden, then it should at least be worth it. That's what my brother taught me.
You must not marry him. We are leaving, both of us. We sell your wedding ring and leave Father some gold here.
I'm afraid it won't be that easy. The wedding ring's gone.
It's gone?
Someone took it from our tent when we were in Moloch Mountain. I discovered the theft just this morning.
The ring was everything we had left, and it was hidden well. The thief must have known exactly where to look.
The smuggler who sold us the ring. He probably gave the thief a hint.
That's why he ran off so quickly. We won't find him, but the thief might still be in Morunk.
Can you find out who stole it? Can you get it back? And I'll search for this smuggler. Let's see how fast he'll run in the end.
Have fun, ferocious one.
Just let me die.
Chiron, nice to see you again. Can I help you?
Someone stole something from my family. Did you see anything?
I know only one person around here would tangle with you. Borak the Bruiser.
Strange name.
Borak isn't as harmless as you think. When the Wandrians aren't here, he acts like he rules the refugee camp. He extorts protection money from people, and if they don't pay, he robs them. And he has a lot of people under his command.
Let's see how tough he really is. Where can I find him?
His tent is here in the camp. Really give him something to think about. Gods know he's earned it. He keeps following me around all the time, and I'm running out of excuses.
I'll see what I can do.
Before you go, earlier you helped a few friends of mine. You know, the ones that were so hungry? They wanted to show their gratitude. That's why I'm supposed to give you this.
It bears symbols of Archdemon Thagonotov.
A talisman of Tijikul. Very, very forbidden. If the guards catch Borak with that, we are rid of him.
Oh, I understand. And I'm supposed to plant it on Borak.
I'll distract him while you put the talisman in his chest. It's sure to be somewhere around his territory. Then you rat him out to the guard. That's better than to the Rondrians. Just let me know when you're ready.
What was that bit about Borak again?
His tent is here in the camp. Really give him something to... He keeps following me around. Just...
So, I'm ready. Let us honor Master Borak with a handful of dew.
And here I thought you'd never ask. Borak.
What do you want?
You made me an offer recently, didn't you?
Yes, I did, you sweet, saucy little thing.
Could you tell me again what you meant? I didn't really understand it all.
I mean, it's a shame that a pretty girl like you doesn't have a real protector. You know, a real man.
But the Rondrians protect us. They're powerful warriors, aren't they, Borak?
Guard? The name is Belalhard. Belalhard Heusenstamm. Lance Corporal.
Well,
What do you have to report, citizen? Fellow.
I have demonic machinations to report, Lance Corp.
Demonic machinations? Where, who, and when?
Borak from the refugee camp. I watched him worship the archdemon Thargunitov.
Can you prove that?
He had a demonic artifact. If you searched his tent, I'm sure you'll find.
All right, citizen. Fellow. The city of Warrank would like to thank... The city of Warrank will look into the matter immediately and find out just what that villain knows. Oh, if it isn't the night for the sorrowful cannons and his baggage. Come with me, Borak. In your dreams, little man, you can't prove a thing against me. You're under arrest. Possession of demonic artifacts. And you learned that off by heart. Oh, nice. And now... What? I have no idea how that got in. Still ascertain the facts of the weekend interrogation.
Just a few pieces of copper.
I just wanna die. Just let me die.
Yes. Now you can just go get yourself all prettied up for Mr. Bridegroom.
Come on, it's not that bad. Maybe I can cheer you up. Do you remember the deed we found in Moloch Mountain? While seeking the smuggler, I ran into Pride and Casting's wife. Her children were so happy when they got the deed to their house back. They even gave me a couple of herrings as thanks, but I bartered them for something that smells better. Here is your share. Let's say it's a little token of gratitude for my savior.
Folk, he'll be in here soon.
Chiron, I can't marry him. I know that now. Whatever you may think about us, you and me, please help me.
So we're leaving Rurunk, you and I, now.
And father? We can't. There must be another way to get citizenship.
Londra smile upon you, your grace.
Please, Chiron, help me. Help us.
Calandra, my lovely, how are you? Greetings, child.
I'm all right.
Obviously. I hope you enjoyed my little gift. How unfortunate that you didn't have the decency to wait a moment with food. I feel it's a question of dignity. At least you spared one half of it.
That?
You will learn it all very quickly, I'm most sure of that. Then may I introduce to you my beloved mother.
Greetings, my dear. Oh, and this young beauty just has to be little Calandra, am I right?
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, highborn lady.
Are you excited? Yes, I would be too. Once you bloom, you will have powers at your command, the likes of which you can now only imagine.
I don't quite understand, dear lady.
The love, the power. You're still just a girl, but soon you will realize what opportunities open up to you once you've become a woman. As an expert recognizes the inner workings of the stars in order to make use of them, so too will your soul one day rise to the greatest of heights.
I'm afraid I still don't quite follow you.
I'm not listening to any more of this. Chiron, this woman is mad, and this wedding is nothing but a lie!
Such anger, such power.
Of course I understand you, Chiron. It is not easy to let one's own sister go.
You!
You know, a woman would do you good too. Why don't you take this pass and try your luck in the city?
I won't let him have you. Folk of Aravor, you will fall by my hand if need be.
Chiron, please.
Stop right there, loudmouth.
Greetings. I see you've brought help.
You've broken into my chest and put this demon thing in it. And then you ratted me out to the guards.
And now you're here to cry on my shoulder.
Your ears is what I'll cut off and pay to the guy who let me out of prison. Then, get 'em. 2 girls to the man who brings me his balls.
Well, you sure showed him, didn't you? Very nice, very nice.
Did you know that guy?
Unfortunately, yes, but I didn't much care.
Has he robbed your black...
Neither, he was behind on it.
in a...
May I introduce myself? I'm Parel, not Urunkian underworld, understand?
I see. You're the...
More like the...
Congratulations.
I like you, boy. Say, maybe you'd be interested in working for us. You could improve your finances, and every once in a while the cartel has a few other things to give away.
We'll see.
You need not decide immediately, just come to the entrance of Kreutzer Alley if you're interested. I'm sure we'll run across one another.
Sure, why not? Maybe.
See you soon then. The Kreutzer cartel awaits your visit.
I'd like to go to the market. Here's my path.
Thanks again for the information. We've been after Borak for a long time, but we could never find any proof or any witness. People have been covering for him, probably because they were afraid. Nice to see that someone finally took care of that road.
I always try to help.
Absolutely worthy of honor. By the way, the city guard is always looking for capable young men like yourself. Guards do have some benefits. The Forge always supplies us first, and our Sergeant Fergalosh has good connections with our Margrave Sumadan. If you're interested, you can find Fergalosh in our headquarters, east of the market. Just say that I sent you.
My thanks.
Oh, wait. You haven't even shown me your pass yet. I'm afraid I must insist, as I'm sure you'll understand.
You're only doing your duty. Of course I have a pass.
Excellent. Then I wish you an enjoyable and profitable day at the market.
Dash it, those Rodrigues. Finally someone's cracking down around here.
others in jail, just because the bloody guards wanted to have someone guilty to show.
Warunkians, keep your city clean.
And the idea of service.
Whoever...
Interested in a couple of... Very good.
The Metropolitan announced the city walls have been completely rebuilt through joint efforts after the Divine Lioness in her...
Do you even know which end of a sword to up?
There's not a problem for which I don't have the right recipe.
Warunkians, keep your city clean. Whoever kills a dozen undead rats and delivers them to the temple shall receive an entire bowl of good soup. Be noted, a good character witness for the deeds must be named, whom the Diomps shall seriously question in case...
Greetings! Nice to see you again. Which reminds me, it would seem I still do not know your name.
Chiron. Why so formal all of a sudden?
You're in the city now, Chiron. Here one tries to cultivate somewhat better manners. Your presence tells me that you are interested in taking on an assignment. Or are there other questions I can...
You said something about a job.
Well, here in town, there is a delicate balance of power, you know? And sometimes we have some differences of opinion with the guard. And then there are people who take neither us nor the city guard serious.
What are you driving at?
The whorehouse.
Business?
Business is booming, but not for us. The new owner just doesn't want to join us. But, this is strange, not the guard. He's earning a mint, and all the other citizens can do is watch. I ask you, is that fair?
And what exactly am I supposed to do?
I want you to pay the owner of the whorehouse a little visit and suggest... There is, of course, a reward.
See you, Perel.
wouldn't wander around here like that if I were you. You should put your money pouch in your shirt. No need to make it easy for the cartel. Better to keep your head down. Here, you can have a knife across your throat faster than you can say for feck's sake. Piss off, and no stupid looks neither.
Come on, you get me and my sister together. She's already cold, though. Hi there, sweetie.
Better to keep your head
Hi there,
Here,
sweetie.
you can have a knife across your throat faster than you can say for feck's sake.
Come on, you get me and my sister together. She's already cold, though. Come on, you get me and my sister together. She's already cold, though.
I wouldn't wander around here like that if I were you, but it's your life. Better to keep your head down. Here, you can have a knife across your throat faster than you can say for feck's sake. My dear Better to keep your head down. Here, you can have a knife across your throat faster than you can say for feck's sake. What are you looking for, Elliot? Punch in
Come
the head.
on, you get me and my sister together. She's already cold, though. Come on, you get me and my sister.
What are you looking for round here? Punch in the head? Back there in the alley, that shadow. And there, in the window. And there, in the bushes. Eh?
Freed city. Freed of hope, maybe.
People of Warunk, be reminded that every death must be reported to the Metropolitan, and each body delivered unto the Deots. Anyone who refuses to comply and continues to exchange dead bodies for cash is now considered dead, and will able do without one of their ears. Hear ye well. The days of the dragon are over. Mistress Rondra, be praised.
Those snobs in the upper town don't care whether we eat dirt down here or die in our own shit. Those snobs in the upper town don't care whether we eat dirt down here or die in our own shit. He's still young and a strong arm. In the Middle Lands, he would still have a life ahead of him.
Yeah!
someone's cracking down around here.
That's QIOEYo.
Interest. All done. All done. All done. All done. All done. How may I be? The Metropolitan has decreed, whosoever packs or
Do you even know which end of a sword to hold?
shall burn. Whoever wears their symbols or speaks their language will lose their sight. Whoever protects their servants or their works or conceals such from the Deons shall be hanged by the neck until dead, dead, dead. Blessed be Rondra, divine lioness.
Greetings, Dorangra.
I'm Chiron. Belhahad sent me to see you. He said you're looking for capable men.
Are you a capable man, then?
I defeated Borak.
Kangrosh Garashwoks! That was you!
Just me, myself, and I.
Then the city guard could really use you. Interested in an assignment?
What kind of assignment are you offering?
The brothel in Kreutzer Alley. Its owner is earning so much money now that there are also some strange rumors about the services offered there. Disgusting rumors, if you ask me.
Tell me.
Let's say the girls there are maybe not as full of life as they could be.
Who in all the hells would pay for that kind of service?
I don't know. But a beating will be enough to bring the brothel owner to his senses. And of course, the guard won't be stingy either. We pay well. So, can I count on you, lad?
So I'm supposed to beat up the brothel zone?
You should realize just where Angrosh's hammer hangs. But don't cripple him, if you can avoid it.
And what happens if I do find signs of necromancers or the Kreutzer cartel?
Then the guards would finally have a reason to search the whorehouse. The cartel would have to realize that too, and that would prevent any dispute. So that's why you have to go, lad, and no one else. If my people show up in Kreutzer Alley, there's sure to be trouble.
Tell me... Why do you think that the brothel owner is interested in a necromancer's service?
I'm sure you've heard. The necromancers had their way in Warunk for years. Eventually the people just got used to them.
The Rondrians pursue necromancers and demon worshippers mercilessly. And you think that doesn't help?
Lad, I've seen people who've gone to their deaths rather than change their habits. That goes for normal Warunkrians just the same as it does for the Kreutzer cartel. And, unfortunately, even for my own lads. Sometimes you have just to live with the fact that people have preferences that stink to high heaven. There's nothing you can do except hold your nose. The Thorned Rose is in Kreutzer Alley. You'll recognize it by the ugly human women on the balcony, the ones dressed so indecently.
And how can I recognize the owner?
His name is Tjakranor. That's all I know.
You said the Kreutzer cartel was blackmailing the owner of the brothel.
At least I can well imagine that their leader, Parel, will soon try. After all, the business is producing more and more gold. We can't allow the cartel to grow any more powerful. If we can get a handle on that whorehouse, then maybe we can finally open a shaft. We'll get a chip off the boulder. How do you bigots put it? A foot in the door. We have to be able to show our presence in Kreutzer Alley without starting a war with the cartel. That can only be done when people are not afraid. Just recently, a civilian came to me to report the theft of a piece of amber. It had a symbol of the sun god Prius carved into it. Right, the stone, not the man. At any rate, he hasn't dared to accuse anyone. And the only ones who come to mind are the Kreutzer cartel. Nothing is sacred to them.
Could Folk of Arivor have something to do with the whore?
By Angrosh's beard, are you mad? Do you not ken what you're saying? I mean, I can't stand the bugger myself, but he must have really pissed on your leg if you're suspecting something like that.
Oh, I have my reasons.
Well, I can't say aught about that. Maybe you'll get a few pointers from the girls in the brothel. But, in truth, no Rondrian can afford to be seen visiting the whores. Bad for morale and so on. Especially if there really are necromancers involved there. The Rondrians would burn the owner at the stake. And they'd be damn well right, for once.
Do I hear a little aversion to Rondrian?
They may be honorable warriors, but they let others do the dirty work. And the first time you tell them the truth to their faces, out comes the two-handed sword. Many of them only see the world as black and white, fire and water. They forget that there's something in between. The grey, the mud. Let's talk about something else, lad.
Again, but slowly this time. What
One cannot simply abandon the city to itself, or the cartel, then everything would go to the dragon around here. We're responsible for the lower town, at least for the part the Rondrians grabbed for themselves.
I see. After the liberation, they took their share of the spoil.
Right, we are Margrave's Sumadan's people. That's why we keep ourselves out of the affairs of the Rondrians. Ha! If they have their way, the whole city will soon be holier than a temple.
And what role does the Kreutzer cartel play?
They're criminals, interested only in their profits. Smugglers, thieves, and murderers. And their leader, Parel, is the worst of them all.
Tell me a little more about yourself.
I'm Fergalosh, son of Farug. 85 years' experience in battle. The last 20 as a mercenary leader. Many of my lads are still working for me.
The Rondrians liberated Warunk, and at least in the western city, they rule pretty strictly. So why does the city need a guard?
Ah, Rondrians. The people fear them, but they don't respect them. No wonder with all that talk about honor and loyalty and such. I'm telling you, lad, you have to know the people to lead them. And I know the people. That's why I'm the sergeant around here.
Thank you for your trust.
You accept it? Go ahead, lad.
Tell me
I'm
the Ron...
I'm
Fergalosh, son of Farug. I think you're hiding something.
So not only are you good with your fists, you're a fine, bright lad as well. Yes, I'm interested in a brothel. And not only because of necromancy and...
Come on, Fergalosh. If I were to tell anyone else, no...
Yeah, fair enough. So, the whores are having a lot of trouble with their customers. Many don't pay, and because the prostitutes have no rights, so to speak, they can't demand their money anywhere. That's why I want to bring the brothel under the guard's protection. Then we could make sure that the prostitutes behave more decently than they used to. And if all goes well, they could even start a guild at some point, so that eventually no one will need to protect them at all.
A whore's guild. And of course you want to have the brothel out of pure altruism, Sergeant, right?
Insolence! Father Angrosh himself invented the guilds in his divinity. If the guard earns a wee bit from it, well, that would benefit the whole city.
I'm reassured. So I'm supposed... And what happened?
Then the guards would finally...
Thank you for... Yes?
Excellent. The owner of the Thorned Rose is Tia. Good luck, Chiron.
Forgive me, darling, but the brothel is closed today.
Close.
The girls have their day off.
I have a message.
A message? Kind of
I can only explain it to him personally.
I don't know. You should go now. Please be so kind as to leave.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to leave, and...
Who sent you? Was it...
Absolutely. His Grace is very angry about the conditions in this house.
But he was only here yesterday.
And he has decreed that your dissolute ways will no longer be tolerated. You are to put your affairs in order immediately.
Then you must help me. I beg you. I beg you. Jack Renault's gone mad. He wants to send all the girls to the Dark Mother.
He wants to kill them? Why?
He wants to turn them into the undead. He says it will be cheaper and better for business.
Well, that really does sound insane.
It's because of the plague and contagion and some special requests. Please, please hurry.
You mentioned the Dark Mother. What exactly?
You don't know the Dark Mother, son. She is the mother of the family beyond. Her husband is the fiery father. And then there's the seeing son and the deep daughter too, but we have to keep that quiet, right? Tiakranos says, thanks to the Dark Mother, death is no longer a limit, but only a threshold, and many new challenges await those who died in the afterlife.
You think the Archdemon Thargunitoth is the Dark Mother, and the other family members are also Archdemons. Agrimoth, the Destroyer of the Elements, Blackaraz, Master of Revenge and Hatred, and Charybdoroth, the Relentless Drowner.
Ha! Archdemons here, archdemons there. Those are the new gods. The old gods didn't look after us either. At least you can see what the new ones are doing.
Then there are others who consider the Dark Mother to be the reincarnation of Marda, the goddess of magic, and her son Borbarad, the ruler of the forbidden knowledge.
Excuse me, but that really is heresy, you know.
What was Folk of Aravor doing in the brothel?
He and Tiakranos seem to get along well. They're sort of friends.
Then Aravor supports Tiakranos' intention to turn all the girls into undead?
I don't know, but the other day, a girl who talked a little too much died. Falk doesn't want his name mentioned. Yes, the Lord of Aravor is simply a little more modest than other Rondrians. They never come here otherwise.
Why haven't you told anyone? Half Warunk would give anything for this brothel.
To who? The Kreutzer Cartel is still only interested in profit. Tiakranos' new business idea would suit them just fine. The Guard isn't represented strongly enough in Kreutzer Alley, and they demand proof before they do anything. And if the Rondrians find out, they'll hang us all.
I thought heretics were burnt, not hung.
It used to be that way. Nowadays the firewood is used for construction.
Explain to me again why Tiakranor wants to turn the girls into
It was the plague. Before the Exodus, many of the men who came to us were already ill. They wanted to enjoy their last day. But that also infected many of the girls. Tiakranor eventually started resurrecting the dead girls in order to protect the living.
And you were probably happy to help whenever customers wanted to have special wishes fulfilled.
No, it wasn't like that. These people always just came to look. Tiakranor told me that he only resurrects the girls as a reminder of life under the necromancy.
And you believed every word, of course.
What could I do? I was afraid.
Enough. Where's Tiak?
Use the door. Hurry, please.
Ah, Chiron, welcome. I was told that you were coming.
Who told you?
Your patron, Folk of Aravor. He said that you're interested in sowing a few wild oats.
Oh.
Don't worry. I have a number of the most willing girls for you to choose.
What has Folk told you of my wit?
You shall receive whatever you crave. You can have any number of girls if you so desire. You can return them when and in whatever condition you wish, Mr. Chiron.
How generous.
I have always found Folk of Erebor to be generous. A fine man, and the only Rondrian to frequently honor my house. But be so good as to not mention anything about my new business idea to him. I would rather tell him in person.
I heard you have a new business idea.
Well, it's not really a new business idea. When the necromancers ruled here, there were brothels like mine everywhere. If you will, I'm just reviving an old tradition. And as you see, I do pretty well.
You certainly do. But what about your girls?
The girls are grateful to my people and me for helping them cross over to the Dark Mother. They have nothing but benefits from it. You look at these beautiful creatures, my masterpieces, tireless, invulnerable, and immune to all disease. Do you find the girls delightful too?
No, not really. The Exodus seems to have been good for your business.
Actually, I had nothing to do with it. It just so happened that Gamut was encouraged to lead the sick forth at a certain point. Volk said it would be better for both me and my business if the patients were not infecting my girls anymore. That was very considerate, but no longer really necessary. My people had already enabled the first to cross over to the Dark Mother.
Folk ordered Gamut to lead the exodus of the sick out of the refugee camp.
You would have to ask His Grace of Erebor himself, for he knows Gamut far better than I.
Enough. I'm not here for sex.
You're not? But I was told.
I don't give a damn what Folk of Erebor told you.
Who the Nameless sent you here?
I am here on behalf of the city guard. Sergeant Vergalosh will tolerate your actions no more, Necromancer.
You can't touch me. I'm under Folk of Erevor's protection.
I will go when I'm done, and your people are not going to harm these girls.
You cannot stop me, Karen. First, the girls will go to the Dark Mother, and then so will you. Men, let the transition begin.
I had to take drastic measures.
Maybe Chakranor will like it with the Dark Mother. In any case, thanks for the help. Please check up on my girls. Maybe you can even save some of them from crossing over. I cannot...
Don't mention.
Oh, well, there's a bit of work needs doing now. Someone will have to run the Thorned Rose.
I guess you have the most experience at doing so.
You will know that both the City Guard and the Kreutzer Cartel have an eye on this house.
You'll have to choose one side or the other.
Yes, that would probably be best. It would be good if we were protected and wouldn't have to take too much of your time.
So, who do you choose?
Ugh, decisions. I'm terrible at making decisions. I want you to decide for me. Here, take the deed. Give it to our new protector.
I think I'm going to report Falk's contact with Chiaconor to his superior.
Are you a Warunkian citizen, then?
Not yet.
Then no one will believe you. And the Rondrian Metropolitan Yarkon isn't in the city right now. That means you would have to turn Falk in to himself. That might be a bit difficult, don't you think?
What if the city guard were to protect you and gain more power?
Well, prostitution isn't forbidden in Warunk. We could just keep the business going. We used to often have problems with people stiffing their bills and we never had anyone we could complain to about it. That would change. Maybe we could even start a guild at some point. On the other hand, Fergalosh is extremely fervent. Many customers would go elsewhere for their enjoyment and we would have to go hungry sometimes.
Why is that?
When you get to know a man, you have to find out what he is used to. With the guard watching us, we couldn't offer our customers everything they're accustomed to.
You can't seriously want to serve those habits again.
They're just little things, my friend, with underwear, without, things like that, guaranteed. But our neighbours won't be happy to see the guard coming and going all the time. QIOEYo is still cartel territory.
What would happen if I were to choose the Kreutzer?
Perel would gain more power in Warunk and would do good business with us. The girls could decide for themselves whether they want to work alongside the undead, but I can also imagine that the cartel wouldn't be too gentle with them.
What do you mean?
I know their kind. They would beat the girls just to demonstrate their strength. If they were out of the way, though, we could do what we want. In the end, it would certainly be good for business. And with the cartel controlling the smuggling, we would finally be able to eat properly again.
I think I know who I'll give the deed to.
Well, if that isn't timing, we have visitors.
Sergeant, what are you doing here?
Sounds of battle from a brothel. No horse to be found anywhere in Kreutzer Alley. Sounds as if you had a spot of trouble, lad.
The rumors were true. Chiaconor was having the girls killed and then raising them again as undead.
Drax show, and earn even more money that way. I hope he's already on his way to the nether hells.
Chiaconor is dead, and Dolorosa will now take over as manager of the Thorned Road.
So, it seems I came just in time to see the guard poaching in foreign territory.
Get lost, Perel. The Thorned Rose is ours now.
Fergalosh, old friend, may I remind you of our truce? It would be very unfortunate if we had to return to our former behaviour.
Maybe the gentleman would like to allow my guests to get a word in. That will certainly help to clear matters up.
It's true. One of you will be taking the brothel under his protection in the future.
You don't really believe that the Kreutzer cartel will give a single foot of ground in?
I hope you've thought it through carefully, lad. If you choose wrong, there will be war.
I want Fergalus and the men of the city guard to protect the brothel. They will ensure law and order.
That was the right decision, lad. You're a decent man.
The city guard is supposed to take care of a whorehouse? That is so ridiculous, it makes you want to cry. But the cartel has understood. We'll meet again, gentlemen, and may the new gods then have mercy on you.
Dolorosa was satisfied. Thanks to the city guard, the Thorned Rose and its inhabitants were spared any further attacks by the underworld. Necromantic machinations were now a thing of the past, and no one cheated on their bill anymore. The establishment of a whore's guild was finally within reach. The price of this security was that now many customers stayed away, for they missed the excesses common under Tiakranor's rule. Clalandra's groom was never seen there again. Most denounced the rumors of Falk's inclinations as offensive and implausible. At least they did whenever strangers were listening. Last but not least, Fergalos's truce with the Kreutzer cartel was broken. The guard began to prepare themselves for a major confrontation, another opportunity for Chiron to make a name for himself in Warunk.
trip to paradise. Now, if it isn't the strapping knight in the refugee camp, wanna show me your mighty sword? A trip to paradise. A trip to
Now that the guard is here, sometimes I even see people from the upper town down here.
Do you even know?
Good to see you, lad. Thanks again for the thorned rose. Thy mother Parain, you made the right decision. I've another assignment for you. Are you interested?
Then tell me about this assignment.
It's about a man named Fyodor Brigante, a mage who settled down here. He's under house arrest, heresy. He's to be transferred to the guard's headquarters now, with an escort.
Why do you want to move the heretic? Does this have anything to do with Perel's declaration of war?
Right. Fyodor is no longer safe at home. The Kreutzer cartel could strike at any moment. We have to be prepared.
Why would the cartel be interested in a heretical maid?
Fyodor has a vast knowledge of witchcraft, demons, constellations, disease. He's an expert in these things and talks about them constantly. In the hands of the cartel, his knowledge could be quite dangerous. That's why we need to get him to safety. And, of course, it pays well.
Folk of Aravor appears to be involved in Tiakranor's machinations. Do you have any idea what's behind it?
Can you prove it, lad? You can get yourself into a mess of trouble if not.
It's the truth. Tiakranor himself even confirmed it.
I believe you can, but I'm probably the only one. No Rondrian would ever get involved with a necromancer. That'd be treason. And even if you do have evidence, you'll need power and a good reputation in the city. Otherwise, you'll never get the chance to submit it to the Metropolitan.
I don't even have citizenship. So my sister is sold off to the most powerful man in town, who betrays his own order, and I can't even prove it.
A marriage without love. That's bad. Someone has to do something.
What do you mean?
The folk of Arivor may be calling the shots for the Rondrians at the moment, but Sumadan of Bregelsalm is still the Margrave of Warwick. If I were to put in a good word for you, your family could get their citizenship this way too.
You'd do that for me, Sergeant?
Why not? If you don't disappoint me, well, lad, then you can count on me.
Tell me about the heretic.
He climbed up on a barrel in the market and started talking rather incoherently about the gods. Free thinking. You can be hanged for that. My lads were fast enough and got to him before the Rondrians. All he got from me was 3 weeks of house arrest.
Then you didn't consider the heresy all that bad?
You know, lad, people talk a lot of nonsense, but they never admit it. Oh, no. I prefer it when someone opens their mouth and gets themselves caught. Fyodor didn't preach demon worship or anything of the like, and if I can annoy the Rondrians, I'm twice as happy to save his life. I also have a feeling that his knowledge could soon be very useful, but maybe I'm wrong there.
Aren't the Rondrians responsible for dealing with heresy?
They are. They believe that free thought is a major cause of people pacting with demons. That's why they're really cracking down at the moment. I don't tend to see it so strictly myself, but if someone disturbs the public peace, the guard has to step in. That's still better than having people accuse their neighbors of heresy just because they can't stand one another. Because that's what the Rondrians' crackdown will lead to, even if that isn't their goal.
Then tell...
It's about a man named Fyodor. He's to be transferred to the guard's head.
Why do you want to move there? Why?
Fyodor is in...
I think I deserve a somewhat more personal...
Maybe you're right, lad. You shall have your reward, but woe betide you if you double...
Of course. All right, I'll escort.
Very good. Then go to Kreutzer Alley. There you'll find Fyodor. Bring him safely through Kreutzer Alley. My people will be waiting at the other end. Once Fyodor is safe here with me, I'll get you your citizenship. See, I don't like it when my people have to beg the Rondrians for passes.
Yes, Sergeant.
One more thing, lad. You seem familiar somehow. Have we ever met before?
Not that I know.
Strange. Very strange.
Business is going well, my friend. Better to keep your head down. Here, you can have a knife across your throat faster than you can say for feck's sake.
A drink to
Come on,
Fyodor?
get me and my
The proper
sister together.
salutation is learned scholar Mr. Brigante, or at least Lord Magus. Who are you anyway?
The house arrest is over. For safety's sake, I'm to bring your skull to City Guard headquarters. Learned scholar, Mr. Magus.
An escort?
It seems to me that this is more of an arbitrary intrusion of... I do not need a murderer to escort me. You will have to bring me to Sergeant Fergalosh the same way I entered house arrest.
I am here to protect you, Magus. Things in QIOEYo will soon be much rougher than they are now. The truce between the Guard and Cartel has been...
Sergeant Fergalosh is a bully, and you are the personification of roughness. Being a prisoner of the Cartel would be an equivalent state.
Is that what you want, then?
Well, in truth, I'm still undecided, as it were.
A trip to paradise.
Might I learn a little more about you?
Magus probatus sum. I am Fyodor Brigante, Adeptus Major member of the Great Grey Guild of the Spirit, a graduate of the School of Spiritual Travel in Belhanka.
So only a heretic, and not a necromancer.
Are you trying to insult me? There are significant differences between an educated grey mage and a simple necromancer. Necromancers! Better yet, those who pact with demons. People like that just toss their souls into the same cesspit that is home to the demonic TGT. My soul belongs to me alone and nobody else. And if there were more public education, more people would come to this simple conclusion. By the way, if you were better educated, you would never have asked this question in the first place, my good man.
I have a question about a magical phenomenon. Maybe you could help me.
Of course. Nandos is with the Inquisitive.
I've never had a hint of magic in me all my life, and now suddenly something has awakened within me.
Intuitive, elemental, or demonic? I mean, maybe you're possessed.
It had something to do with the mixing of blood. It feels like I were using other people's life force to do magic.
Barbaradian? And you claim you knew nothing about it? Don't act like a fool, man.
I'm not a Barbaradian. I never learned to use blood to do magic. It just happened.
I still need at least 2 more customers
this is
today.
completely implausible. Barbaradian magic requires years of practice and a sound education. This gift can't have just come to you out of the blue. It could have come from the Nether Hells, but that would have required truly potent demonic activity.
I still need at least 2 more
It wasn't like
today.
that. I never sold my soul.
Very reasonable.
Can't you help me at all?
You seem to have a very powerful patron who is not too particular in his morality. He will likely know more. Or the outbreak of the gift was an accident. Then you just have to live with that power and hope that you die before anyone can claim your soul in return.
What do you think about the...
Well, one cannot really call them goals. The QIOEYo Cartel is a loose alliance of cutthroats and chickens. Basically, the cartel is nothing more than an ordinary neighborhood. Well, ordinary for a city where for decades one could not be certain as to whether the ruler had again sent a bad dream or his own brother-in-law really turned to dust at the Without the urbane Mr. Parel Notgelf, these people would be a godsend for any kind of soul catchers, demon worshippers, priests, and gods know what else. Even if Parel wears the mantle of the free spirit like a feathered headdress, his aspirations are purely Basically, the cartel is not a good environment for a reputable scientist. On the other hand, it is sometimes quite useful to know the smugglers.
What do you think of Fergalosh and his people?
Fergalosh believes he represents law and order here. He competes with the Rondrians, which is logical considering the fact that he is paid by the Margrave. He considers me a troublemaker and therefore wants me behind bars. It took a lot of convincing to barter him down to a house arrest. You said the truce is broken? Then it is logical that Fergalosh wants to have me brought in. He is afraid of my potential. But a free spirit cannot be constrained by any walls. You can be certain of that. Oh, for a free spirit, there are no walls at all. Ergo, to me, it does not matter one whit whether I'm at home or in the guard's headquarters.
Come on,
Do you know the Rondrian folk of Aravel? Can you tell me anything about him?
Folk of Aravel? That's right, one of the Rondrians. I'd completely forgotten him. He is also far too worldly.
Far too libertarian.
You think... Infinitely libertarian. Infinitely. Unbelievable.
He who knows no boundaries would simply burst. That alone makes him dangerous. And someone like that is the Metropolitan's deputy, while serious scientists are called heretics.
What heresies is he spreading?
We once had a philosophical dispute. That in itself is remarkable for a Rondrian. What really frightened me was his detailed knowledge of blood magic and demonology. I would have expected a Borberadian to possess that knowledge, but not a priest of the goddess of war. Do not misunderstand me. Borberad was a demigod, and many of his teachings breathed the spirit of freedom. But ultimately, his arrogance brought him and his disciples to fall. Interesting. The hubris dialogue is a transcendental problem. The dilemma of master and servant potentiated within arcane karmic interdependency. Conclusion, the man is suspicious. Do you have other questions? I do...
Looking for a little...
Put your money pouch in your shirts. No need to make it easy for the cartel.
Don't be like that. I still need at least 2 more customers today.
Piss off, and no stupid looks neither.
There you are. Excellent.
It was far too easy.
Yes, well, lovely. Come, Lord Magus. We'll soon have you safe.
Safe? Security and law and order. I like this naive little sod.
Well then, lead me away.
Young man, I'll see you soon. Maybe I'll even drop by for a visit.
Yes. Take care, Magus.
And give Fergalosh my regards when you collect your reward.
Tangrosha, good! I do not want to promise too much, but the next assignment could be pretty profitable, and it concerns the whole city.
I'm listening.
The Kreutzer cartel is planning a revolt. They want to storm the armory.
Storm the arsenal? Why?
They want to eat up all the provisions, steal building material, and weapon. Even if they are poor bastards, I cannot let that happen. We need every man to defend the arsenal.
Is the armory really that badly fortified?
Unfortunately, yes. It's just a simple, half-timbered house in the east town, hard to defend. I recommended using the old Rondra temple for an armory from the beginning, but folk of Arivor prevented it. Hard as granite, the rotter. So, lad, here's your chance to prove yourself. Will you fight for law and order, or...
Why don't you give the hungry enough to eat?
And give in to the Kreutzer cartel's intrigues? Never. We can't condone anyone breaking the law. If the starving mob storms the armory today, they'll be standing in front of the Prince's palace tomorrow. I won't allow Warwick to sink into chaos just because a couple of hungry people can't wait for their rations. We would like to distribute even more food. The Rondrians would too. But the refugees from the surrounding areas are literally eating the beards off our faces. Cursed soil produces little wheat. All the food must be brought from the coast, and we can't keep distributing it fast enough. Oh, if Fargosh were but here, he could help us.
Who's Fargosh?
Fargosh was my brother. I lost him. Let's talk about something else.
What about the Rondrians? Will they be involved in the fight?
No, I'm not letting any twisted lion worshipper stick his nose into my business. This is a matter for the Guard. To be precise, a matter for the Guard and the Kreutzer cartel. If they want to challenge us, good. We can determine the balance of power once and for all at the arsenal.
In the end, the Rondrians will find out anyway. Wouldn't it make more sense to work with them?
This is going to be a dirty fight. They'll be happy they can stay out of it. In addition, it's bad enough that the Rondrians control the west and upper city. The east city must remain Guard territory. And even if they are insulted, I'm sure the prisoners know something about the sword the Rondrians lost.
You want to take prisoners, Sergeant?
We're certainly not going to kill half the city. After all, I wouldn't want to be inhuman. You ken the drift.
Why did Folk of Arivor prevent the old Rondra temple from being used as an armory?
I dunno exactly ken. Guess he's just greedy and wants the Church of Rondra to have two temples. The new one in the upper town and the old one down here. As I said, the old Rondra temple would at any rate have been more spacious and would have been much better suited than the arsenal. Now that I think about it, Folk bears a certain responsibility for the rebellion.
That's strange. Why does he want to keep a temple that used to be a brothel called Rondra's Tits? Especially when a new one is being built in the upper city.
No one can be certain that the temple was really desecrated. Many Warunkians would be pleased if the Rondrians were to reopen it. I mean, yes, many are of the opinion that the whole occupation thing should finally be put to rest. No wonder, seeing as how they all used to fix their scales anyways.
Well, that would fit everything I know about him so far. He doesn't really take the honor part too serious.
Trax Radosho, he's dividing the Rondrians. That means even more trouble. Hopefully, Metropolitan Yakon will return soon.
I don't need any...
One more thing, lad. If you help us, you'll become a member of the Guard. You don't have to wear a uniform or aught, but after that, you're one of us.
You're going to not only make me a citizen, but a Guard as well? Then the Kreutzer cartel will do anything...
Law and order. That's Warwick in a nutshell. Anyone who doesn't like it doesn't belong here.
I'll do it. I want to belong to the Guard.
Excellent. Then we'll meet at the armory in the east. Here they come! To arms!
Hold the line at all costs.
Well fought, Chiron. You came at the right time.
That was probably just an advance party.
Yeah, you're right. But we can't get the damn gate closed.
What's wrong with it? Don't tell me the lever for the portcullis is broke.
No, it's stuck. The gear's broken.
Where can I find a new one?
Down the street there's an outpost, but it's probably already overrun. The bandits came from that direction. I can't leave my position.
I can deal with it. Hang on until I get back.
Well, hurry. The storm may break at any time.